Hello and welcome, my dear friend. There comes a point in the journey where effort turns into resistance, where pushing forward no longer means you're growing. It just means you're exhausting yourself. And that's when God whispers, "I'm proud of you, dear. Let me lift you." But here's the truth most won't tell you: God can't lift what keeps fighting to stay in control. You may think surrender looks like giving up, but it's the opposite. True surrender is sacred alignment. It's choosing to stop swimming upstream in a river that's already headed toward your blessing. It's understanding that where you are, even if it's confusing or uncomfortable, is not a mistake, because nothing is random. There's no wasted season. There is no wrong current if God is the one guiding it. Sometimes you're not stuck. You're just resisting what's trying to move you. You're gripping the rocks when the stream has already shifted. You're trying to force the door that God gently closed to reroute your path. But what if? What if everything that's happening isn't blocking you, it's placing you? What if the detour is the map? When you finally stop asking, "Why am I here?" and start trusting that you're here on purpose, your spirit opens up. And in that opening, God begins to do something you couldn't do on your own. He lifts you, not with noise, not with force, but with ease, with grace, with divine orchestration that makes no sense to the logical mind but feels like peace in your bones. But here's the key: God can only lift what's willing to loosen your fists, your timelines, your control. This isn't a call to passivity. It's a call to presence. You don't stop being the person you've become. You keep showing up with that gentle heart. You keep being kind when no one's watching. You keep honoring your values, your spirit, your truth. The only thing that changes is the fight. You stop battling life. You stop demanding clarity before taking a step. You stop cursing the discomfort and start realizing it might be the very contraction before your expansion. This is where so many people get it twisted. They think trusting God means doing nothing. But it's not about stillness. It's about alignment. It's the quiet discipline of walking forward without forcing the road to change beneath you. It's knowing, "I don't like where I am right now, but I trust it because I know it's not my final place. It's just a piece of my placement." And that trust, that's what puts you in the current. That's what puts your soul in the stream of divine momentum that's always been flowing, whether you could see it or not. Here's what you might not realize: the reason it's been so exhausting lately is because you've been swimming against your own promise. Not because you're wrong, not because you're weak, but because you're afraid to let go. And I get it. Letting go means letting life be life. It means accepting that not everything will make sense yet, that not every question will be answered in the order you asked it. But that doesn't mean the answers aren't coming. It just means they're arriving in the flow God created for you, not the one you tried to manage. You can either resist what is or surrender to what will be. There is no shame in struggling. There is only peace in choosing differently when your spirit is ready. And if you're here, if your heart is hearing this, then maybe you are ready. Ready to stop fighting for outcomes and start receiving direction. Ready to stop climbing walls that were never yours to scale. Ready to let the current carry you, not into stagnation, but into divine destination. Because when God lifts you, it doesn't feel like effort. It feels like elevation. It feels like being carried somewhere beautiful that you never had to chase. But you do have to trust. You do have to stop grabbing for control when what you need is contact. Divine contact, heart contact, alignment with your path, not your fear. This isn't weakness. This is wisdom. And it's the beginning of everything that's next. Let's take it even deeper. You weren't created to carry the whole river, just to float in it. You weren't designed to micromanage grace. You were meant to live in a rhythm with heaven, to breathe with God, to flow. But somewhere along the way, someone taught you that strength meant resistance, that progress meant hustle, that being mature meant having answers before taking a step. So now, when life doesn't look like movement, you panic. You clench up. You try to strategize your way out of something that was never a punishment, only a pause. But here's the truth. Where you are is not a mistake. It's not a detour. It's not a delay. It's placement. And placement always comes before elevation. Think about it. Even the most powerful eagle doesn't fly until the wind shows up. It doesn't flap for hours trying to control the air. It waits. And when the current comes, it spreads its wings and lets the wind lift what it could never achieve through effort alone. That's not laziness. That's wisdom. That's what you're being invited into right now: to stop flapping and start opening, to stop trying to manufacture momentum and start sensing what's already moving around you. Because there is something moving, something divine, and it's trying to carry you further than you could go on your own. But here's the thing: you have to be available to it. Trust doesn't mean waiting and doing nothing. It means living your life as if you already know you're being carried. You keep showing up. You keep being the kind, discerning, wise soul you are. You don't lose your edge. You just stop trying to control every blade of grass on the way to the garden. Because when God lifts you, He lifts the real you. Not the mask you wear for safety. Not the hustle you use to earn approval. Not the calculations you run to avoid uncertainty. He lifts the surrendered version of you, the one who knows that not everything has to be perfect before you feel peace. The one who trusts that even the confusion is sacred. Yes, even the confusion. Because here's what no one talks about. Confusion is sometimes how clarity begins. The fog humbles you. It slows you down. It makes you rely on faith instead of formulas. And when you surrender to that, truly surrender, you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start whispering, "God, what are you showing me through this?" That shifting question, that's where the lifting begins. Not externally, not with fame, not with an overnight miracle, but internally. Your vibration rises. Your sensitivity sharpens. Your vision opens. Your discernment deepens. You start to see the divine fingerprints on things that used to look like mess. You start to bless the lessons instead of cursing the delays. And without even realizing it, you're in flight. Not from striving, from surrender. And here's the beautiful part. When you finally stop fighting for what you thought was your path, God reveals what was always yours. Not by force, not by begging, but by alignment. Because the current of blessing never stopped flowing. You just stepped out of it for a while, to protect yourself, to prove something, to feel safer with the illusion of control. But now you're coming back to the current. Back to trust. Back to that soft, sacred voice inside that says, "Let go. I've got this." Let go of how you thought it was supposed to look. Let go of who you thought was supposed to support you. Let go of the deadlines you gave God. Let go of the guilt for not being further along. Let it all go and let Him lift you. Because what's coming, you won't have to fight for it. You'll just have to be open to receive it. This is not the end of your story. This is the exact moment where the elevation begins. But only if you loosen your grip on the riverbank. Only if you surrender to the water. Because God doesn't need you to be perfect. He just needs you to float. To trust. To be carried by something bigger than your fear. So here's your reminder, dear soul. You're not late. You're not broken. You're not lost. You're being lifted quietly, steadily, beautifully. And the places He's taking you, you couldn't even imagine if you tried. So stop swimming upstream. The blessing is in the current. Let go and rise. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If you found value in this message, please like the video and share it with others who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe and continue your amazing journey by watching one of the videos showing on your screen that resonates with you the most. See you there.